Guys, so we're talking about simplifying radicals. So we say assume that all variables are non-negative, real numbers. So because sometimes these real numbers can also be negative numbers, and then we're going to deal with them differently than if they are positive numbers, right? So in this case, we have to do fourth root of 16 n power 12 times n power 18, okay? So we got to break it down. So we break down the numbers differently than how we break down the variables, okay? So 16. So the question is, what's the number that will multiply itself 4 times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times to give us 16. That's the number that we're looking for. Now, so here, let me just show you very quickly if you don't remember your multiplication tables, but I will tell you to work on those, okay? So what's happening is that 16 can be what? 16 is an even number. So any even number can be divided by 2, which is what? 8. All right? And 8 is another even number, so you can do 8 divided by 2, which is 4, and then 4 divided by 2, which is 2, right? So, and then what else can we do? That's it, right? So then we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 2 4 times. So that means this one is equal to the fourth root of 2 to the power 4. All right? And then now, when it comes to the m power 12, so what's happening to m power 12? So for the variables, we look at the power and see if the power can divide by the index. Can 12 divide by 4 evenly? Yes. 12 divided by 4 gives us what? 3. So that means we have m power 3 raised to the 4th power. That's what it means. Okay? Now, when it comes to the n power 18, the other question is, can 4 go into 18 evenly? No. Okay? But how many times 4 goes into 18? 4 times. Okay? 4 by 4 is 16. Then 18 minus 16 gives you 2. So you have a 2 as remainder. So let's see how we work it out. So we have n 4, right? And then, so which is over, to the power 4, and then n to the second power. Because remember, 4 by 4 is 16, and then if you multiply n16 by n2, that will give us n18. Are we good so far? Okay, take your time right now, okay? This is, now we're learning. And then once you learn and you know it, now you can move faster, okay? So let's go at it now. So what can we do? So we can now split everything that we call the perfect fourth, okay? So that means 2 to the 4th, m3 to the 4th, n4 to the 4th, all right? Times 4th root of n to the second power. So this one, which is not a perfect fourth, so we're going to take that one and then separate that from the rest of them. Why? Because we can simplify easily with this one now. So how do we do that? 4, 4 out. 4, 4 out. 4, 4 out. So what do we have left? So the 4, 4 out means that you're actually canceling the radical. The radical is removed. So what do you have left? 2, n power 3, then n power 4, times 4th root of n to the second power. And then this one, there's nothing we can do about it. Because remember, let me give you a tip here. Anytime the index is higher than the power, that means you cannot go further. You cannot go more than that. Okay? So this, ladies and gentlemen, is your final answer on this one. Okay? So now let's go to the next one and see what's happening here. So we have 5th root of negative 243 times a to the 4th power times b to the 10th power. Okay? So here, one thing is negative sign. Okay? So how are we going to deal with negative sign knowing we have an index which is what? An odd number. So remember, when the index is an odd number, it's easy to deal with it. Okay? So that means the negative sign will remain. Please go back and check our former problems where we have it in there so that you see that the negative sign, we're going to have to keep it. Now, How do we deal with the 243? So again, if you don't know your multiplication tables, okay, you're on the test, you forget about it, you went blank on that. Now you can still work it out on the side, but you have to be quick. That means what? So you take 243, which is an odd number that finishes with 3. So it finishes with 3. So because it finishes with 3, you would think that, okay, maybe I can divide it by 3. Okay? If that's possible. So now 2 cannot divide 3. Okay? So you have to pass to this one here. And then can 24 divide 3 evenly? Yes. If we divide it 8 times. Okay? So 8 by 3, that will give you 24. And then that's a 0 here. Then that will give you 3 divided by 3. So we say 3, divided by 3. Okay, so it goes 8 times. All right? And then that will give you 24. Here, subtract it, so there's only 3 left. So 3 divided by 3 will give you 1 time. So it gives you 81. Okay? So that means then you're taking 81 divided by 3. 3 can go into 8 twice. All right? And then there's a 2 and 1 left. So that means 21 divided by 3, that is 7 times. And that's also close out. So it's 27. 27 divided by 3, that is 9. Okay? And then 9 divided by 3, that gives you also 3. So you have 3 here. Okay, once, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means 3 power 5 will give you 243. So that's the kind of work that I'm trying to avoid you to do if you know your multiplication table. You see now? But if you don't, very quickly, this can be very quick. Less than 30 seconds, you should be able to divide this and get it. Okay? Less than 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So what does that mean here? How do we translate that? So you have our 5th power here, right? So that would be negative 3 to the 5th power. And now we go with the variable. So we have 8 to the 4th power. And then the index is 5. What did we say about that? If the index is higher than the power, so what's going to happen? That means you cannot go further. So this one stays the same. So 8 to the 4th stays just the same. All right? And then what can we do now with the b? So 5 goes into 10 how many times? It goes into 2 times, right? So that would give us what? B to the 2nd and then 5. Because 2 times 5 is 10. Because remember, our exponent rules, okay, the power rules. So when you have a power inside and power outside, you just multiply them, you get that one back. All right? So right after that, what can we do? So anything that is the perfect fifth, we can keep them under the radical, and anything that is not, we can kick it out, like how we did it here. So what's going to happen? So this is 5th root of negative 3 to the 5th power times b second to the 5th power, okay, times 5th root of a to the 4th power. So whichever is not a 5th, root, so this one, we keep it outside. And then these one, we keep them also separated because we want to simplify in a very interesting way, which is just this 5 out, 5 out. So that means the radical is gone. You end up with negative 3, then b to the 2nd power times 5th root of a to the 4th power. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how you are finished. Okay? So this is how we do it. You take your time, you break it down. It is not hard. Okay? But just a matter of understanding what you're doing. So remember, anything that is, if you are square root, anything that is perfect square, that will go outside, and anything that is not will stay under the radical. The same thing here. Anything that was perfect 4th root, we go outside. Anything that is not will stay in. And this one also, anything that is perfect 5th, they will stay under the radical, and then we can, remove them out. And then anything that is not will stay under the radical at the end of the answer. All right?